Good evening, everyone. I'm Dave Graber, an anchor here at Channel 4, and I am honored to be your MC for our second running of Around Your Table. Around Your Table is an at-home fundraiser and dinner event to support programs and services of the Western New York chapter of the Alzheimer's Association. We are super excited that you're joining us for dinner. In fact, I enjoyed the event so much last year. This year, I've taken on a bit of a larger role as our celebrity chef for the night. And my dish is in tribute to a very special person who I'll tell you more about in just a couple of minutes. A big thank you to those of you who are returning from last year, and to those who are new this year, thank you for giving us a try. I assure you, you will not be disappointed. I've seen the menu. Now, we are equally grateful for your support of the mission and work of the Western New York chapter of the Alzheimer's Association. Just by being here tonight, you're supporting people across Western New York living with Alzheimer's or other dementia and their care partners. We have a ton of people and businesses to thank for making this evening possible, and we certainly will be recognizing them throughout the program. But let's start by acknowledging a few right now. They are the Hooper Legacy Foundation, Level Financial Advisors, Niagara Frontier Orthopedic Supply, Watson's Chocolates, the Amberley, Tall Girls Design, Christian Home Companions, financial advisor Karen Frederick, and our talented videographer Jeremy Hurlbert. We are incredibly grateful for your generosity. Now, before we go on, I hope you're already enjoying your dinner and drinks. There's no need to wait. We want you eating and drinking as you watch, so if you haven't started yet, please dig in and bon appetit. Now, because this is a fundraiser and we are here to raise money for the crucial programs and services the Alzheimer's Association provides here in Western New York, there are a couple of components to our event tonight, so I'll go over those right now. An online auction is happening right as we speak. There are almost 50 auction items, things like massages, and who doesn't need one of those right now? Sports jerseys, staycations, restaurant certificates, boozy baskets, items for your home, and a lot more. Now, the auction will close at 7 o'clock tonight. On the side of your screen, you could scroll through and find a link that'll take you to the online auction. The button labeled items will get you there as well. We also have a special opportunity available tonight to further your support. Thanks to a very generous donation by the Hooper Legacy Foundation, every donation made online through the Around Your Table website from right now until the end of our program, up to a total of $5,000, is being doubled. So your $100 donation is doubled to $200. Your $250 gift will be $500, and so on. So please consider giving generously. This also brings up a very good question. How do you donate? Well, there are a couple of ways. On the side of your screen, you'll see a click to donate button. You may need to scroll down just a bit, and you can click that link. Or you can use one of the click to donate buttons found on the online auction site or the Around Your Table site seen on your screen. There's even more good news as well tonight. Every person who personally donates at least $100 will receive a special Alzheimer's Association branded picnic mat. It is perfect to use with your Around Your Table tote this summer. Also remember that your $100 gift will be doubled. Finally, let's have some fun and raise awareness of the event and the chapter on social media. So we're asking you, please share your photos of yourself, your group, or your dinner, and be sure to tag us. Now let's talk a little bit about the concept of tonight's event. Around Your Table is an idea born of the Alzheimer's Association. Food and aromas like music have the power to connect us to cherished memories and moments. When we gather around a table with family and friends to share a meal, it provides opportunities to create memories that matter to you, whether they're joyful, serious, sad, celebratory, or even silly. These shared experiences are so important because they connect us and they make memories that help define us as people. Around Your Table showcases members of the culinary community sharing meaningful moments related to food, family, and friends, and asks others to do the same, creating conversation and engagement, all in the fight to end ALZ. Now, to better explain, here is TV chef and personality Scott Conant discussing Around Your Table and how he connects food and memories of his grandmother.
I'm Scott Conant, and today we're making roasted whole snapper with tomatoes, basil, and fresh oregano. So one of the reasons why I chose this dish, and one of the reasons why I chose to team up with Alzheimer's, was number one, my grandmother had dementia, and some of the memories that I had of my grandmother was really all of us being around the table, around the Thanksgiving table in particular. I chose fish because I feel like part of a healthy diet is very important for any brain-related disease. If you don't have a really large saute pan, I think it's very easy to just use a larger roasting pan or the smallest roasting pan that the fish will fit in. You don't want too much surface area because that sauce will cook down really quickly, so it really has that beautiful intermingling of flavors. One of the other things that I like to do, instead of holding the fish and dumping the oil out, sometimes I'll just take a paper towel and absorb all that excess oil so it doesn't have an acrid flavor from cooking too much. Sometimes that oil can be a little bit off-putting when you're cooking a delicate sauce like this. As this fish cooks, I love this waft of scents that you get from the lemon that's hitting the oil and the oregano and the basil. And there's just a beautiful essence that comes off of this fish that's a beautiful perfume. So one of the reasons why I chose to work with Alzheimer's Association is because of those memories that I have from childhood, and also the memories that I'm creating with my own daughters and with my own family. You know, those shareable items being on the table. I have memories of my grandmother putting, the turkey down at Thanksgiving, kind of that Norman Rockwell moment. And she couldn't remember our names, much less those moments, those memories that we all shared together. It was difficult to watch her memory completely slip away of the things that were important to her. She would go out of her way to make so much food on Thanksgiving. It was such a moment for her to kind of showcase the way she loved to cook. And I think those are the things that, as they slipped away from her, it made me want to embrace more with my own family. So as I cook for my children, one of the things that I love, how some of these flavors make me remember different experiences in my life growing up. And my daughters really love hearing some of those stories of my childhood. It inspires conversation, it inspires that nostalgia, it inspires more memories for my children. So I really want to reflect that in the food that I cook, and how today when I taste those same things, they harken back to those memories that I've built throughout time. Around the table is watching my children grow up. Around the table is watching my parents grow old. These are things that are such important moments in my life, and I want to experience them as often as I can. And that's really what it's all about for me. So I really enjoyed making this recipe. I hope you can enjoy it as well around the table with your friends and loved ones.
All right, Scott, thank you very much for getting personal, especially, and explaining what Around Your Table means to you. Because we have such a diverse and impressive culinary community right here in Western New York, we localized the concept and brought it to you, so you can enjoy your dinner with your loved ones around your table tonight. Now, our dedicated planning committee has done a spectacular job of bringing together chefs and business owners who care about this cause. They're providing a unique and delicious dinner in the form of 11 small plates for you to enjoy while learning the stories behind each dish. Now it's time to hear about the dinner that you're enjoying. Here is Andrea Cook. She's the Director of Education and Training at the Alzheimer's Association of Western New York to tell you more.
Thank you, Dave. I'm so pleased to introduce 3 chefs who've selected small plates that are not only delicious, but they're good for you and for your brain, similar to Chef Scott Conant's Red Snapper dish. In our Healthy Living for Your Brain and Body education program, we teach about the value of a Mediterranean diet, how what's good for your heart is also good for your brain. So we encourage people to eat foods that are full of dark leafy greens, beans, berries, nuts, lean meats, and fishes. We've got some great examples today. Chef Oded Rouvenpour from OR by Falafel Bar, who's new to Around Your Table this year, is offering Iranian red bean soup made with beans, onions, lemon, dried lime, and herbs including cilantro, turmeric, and parsley. Chef Adam Getz from The Culinary Coach, with help from Dennis Burns from Picked Greens, has made a delicious summer salad made with greens, pickled red onions, candied nuts, marinated grapes, and a vinaigrette. We're so pleased that they're part of the event. And Chef Dan Buckley from The Other Woman Catering is returning to Around Your Table to cook for us once again and provide vital behind-the-scenes support. Thank you. Chef Dan has prepared a Mediterranean pasta dish with bow tie pasta, olives, roasted red peppers, onion, feta, lemon, and fresh oregano.
My name is Oded Ruvenpour. I represent Falafel Bar, or OR by Falafel Bar. I'm actually making an Iranian dish. It's a soup called khorme sabzi, which basically means a bowl of healthy herbs. Well, this is one of the only dishes that my mother used to make for my father because he's Iranian in our household since we grew up. So she learned how to make the soup from his mother, and it was a staple every Friday night, and that's my dad in a bowl. About 2 years ago, my father passed after suffering Alzheimer's for 5 or 6 years. You know, got him to a point where he was not only not there mentally, but also physically he wasn't there. And you know, if there's anything that anybody can do to make it better for other people, other families, I'm all for it. And that's why I'm doing it. I think, first of all, a lot of families have signature dishes that they do from childhood. So I know with my father, when he was sick, you know, when my mother would go and visit and bring him something that he grew up with or something that he loved, I mean, he would have his moments where he recognized the dish, or it will bring him a memory, or wake him up, or do something. Also for the other side, for the people that bring the dish or do the dish, you know, it connects them into the person. It makes you feel more connected and more responsible. And I think that for families that sit on the table with somebody that is sick, I think it's a great thing. I think it makes everybody a little happier. I think that's the point of all of this. Maybe closer, maybe forget where the other person is at this moment, and just make it easier. Even though, you know, most of the times you probably have to feed them, you have to clean them, you have to take care of them. I think that's part of being a family. We are very, very glad and happy to be part of Around the Table. I hope all of you out there that's going to enjoy this meal are going to be very happy with what you get. Please support this Alzheimer's Association, and God bless everybody.
So my name is Adam Getz. I'm here at the Artisan Culinary Loft, and I'm representing the culinary coach. For Around Your Table, we're doing a green salad from Picked Farms in Wheatfield, and we're gonna do some grapes, some grape tomatoes, pickled red onion, and a nice red wine vinaigrette. You know, I've been cooking in Buffalo for over 15 years, and I've always found it very important to give back to the community. So we were approached to be able to do this event. Alzheimer's has hit us all, both, you know, directly and indirectly, and to give up an afternoon to be able to make all of these meals is barely a sacrifice, and something that we definitely wanted to be involved in. For me personally, I mean, food has meant everything to me. I've been cooking for 30 years, and either if I'm at the restaurant cooking with people, cooking for people, or at my home having a family meal every night. It just creates memories, it creates traditions, and to be able to kind of show people what good fresh food does and how it makes them feel is important to me, and something that I'm going to continue to do probably for the rest of my life. I just want to thank everybody for the opportunity to be part of this event, and I wish everybody well and enjoy yourselves.
Hi, I'm Dan Buckley, chef owner of The Other Woman Catering. Very honored to be involved with the Alzheimer's event this year, Around Your Table. This is my second year involved, and happy to do it. So my grandfather had Alzheimer's, and I saw everything he went through, and it's been a natural for me, and I'm very happy to do this with a great team. Food is an integral part of the family unit. When we do parties, everybody gathers in the kitchen. Everybody wants to know about the food. Everybody's interested. And we actually become more part of the entertainment as well as doing our job. Food is very, very important in everything, in the family unit. We hope you enjoy everything this evening, and looking forward to seeing you back here again next year.
Once again, thank you for sharing your stories and talents with us. As Andrea said, these chefs have prepared delicious and healthy food for us tonight. If you haven't tried their soups and salads yet, they should be next on your list. Now, before we go on, a couple of reminders. If you make a donation of $100 or more tonight, you will receive an ALZ branded picnic mat, and your donation will be doubled thanks to the Hooper Legacy Foundation. You can still win some great items through the online auction. Just click on the items link or scroll down to see the online auction link. We'd love to see your photos on social media. Everyone's out there, so please post them and tag us. Tell us how much you enjoyed this evening and that wonderful food. We have some more generous supporters to thank as well, so a big thank you to Tim Herzog of Flying Bison Brewing Company for donating the beer pairings for tonight's dinner. Dennis Burns from Picked Greens for partnering with the Culinary Coach. In addition to offering a small plate tonight, Michael Robb and Clarksburg Cider also generously donated the cider that some of you are enjoying this evening. ECC kindly allowed us to use this space in their culinary arts program for staging and pickup, and we need to also give a very special thank you to Global Wines and Spirits for their support. And for those drinking wine tonight, it was donated in memory of Helen Ann Frey, who, like you, appreciates a glass of wine with dinner. So cheers to Helen. And now here's Jill Horner, the executive director at the Western New York chapter of the Alzheimer's Association, to introduce 3 more chefs.
Thank you, Dave, and thank you to everyone for joining us tonight. I'm coming to you from my home. I'm a little under the weather, but I'm very happy to still be a part of this evening's event. We've been very busy in the chapter over the past few months, returning to the office for our community to provide care and support to families living with Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. Our program team is in every community across Western New York, training volunteers, advocating on behalf of families, and offering care consultations, education, support groups, and early stage programming, and professional trainings to direct care providers. And while we're busy and engaged in our communities, we know we can't stop until we end this disease. With your support, the Alzheimer's Association will be here for the 6 million Americans living with the disease and the 11 million people caring for them. Thank you for being a part of the movement, for supporting Around Your Table, and for giving generously tonight. And now it's time to meet a few of our chefs. Chef Darian Bryan from the Plating Society is serving a Jamaican curry chicken and rice dish. Chef Ross Warhol from Oliver's and Brightsmith is returning to Around Your Table, but this time with Brightsmith's favorite, elote, or Mexican street corn with hand-cut tortilla chips. And Chef Mark Wagner from Clarksburg Cider is offering the traditional Puerto Rican dish called arroz con pollo.
My name is Darian Bryan, owner executive chef for the Plating Society. I'll be making curry chicken and jasmine rice. The reason why I'm making curry chicken and rice is because it means so much to me. It's the very first dish I've ever made from a kid coming up. My mom showed me to make curry chicken and rice, and it means so much to me. It's near and dear to my heart, you know what I mean? So my love for cooking started back in Jamaica as a little boy. My mom used to have a cook shop. I used to help her all the time in the cook shop, right? And I see, oh, you know, food means so much to people. Food is love. Food brings family together. So she's like, she always had me in the cook shop helping her, like doing curry chicken, oxtail, all the good stuff, right? So I used to watch her every step she make and how she made these dishes. But the curry chicken was the very first dish she showed me to make when I was like 8. Food is love, and I'm from a big family in Jamaica. So, you know, bringing people together over food, over amazing food, it's just everything to families. I'm so happy to be a part of Around Your Table, Alzheimer's Association of Western New York. Let's do this, man. Let's go.
Hello everyone, my name is Ross Warhol. I'm here at Brightsmith Brewing in Williamsville, New York, and I'll be making our elote street corn dip for this year's Around Your Table. So this year, the elote street corn dip takes me back to when I was living in Texas. I was living in Galveston. I had a sous chef, Whitney, in my kitchen at the time, and her grandfather was actually a corn roaster at one of the local markets just outside of Houston. So many times we would make the trip up. We would go to the market early in the morning, talk with her grandfather, watch them all set up, and then obviously we have to enjoy his dish. Fresh ears of corn, hot, ripping off the roaster, slathered in, you know, the crema, mayonnaise mixture, cilantro, queso fresco, lime, and chili powder, and eating it right off the roaster was incredible. It was, you know, such an experience that, you know, I took with me, and I looked forward to those times every single time we were up at the market. It also introduced me to a whole bunch of different products in the area as well. I got my first tortilla press at that market, you know, the stand right next to your grandfather. So, you know, when we do sell a lot of elote dip here at the restaurant, it really has a lot of resonance with me, you know, in my time in Texas. It's important for me to be involved with this fundraiser and the awareness for Alzheimer's Western New York, and it's because I've had a lot of employees who have relatives who have dealt with this ailment, and you know, to be able to support it and, you know, do my part into trying to bring awareness and you know, fundraising for that actual topic. You know, I'm doing due diligence for those employees who, you know, have had to go through those tough times and see their family members, you know, having to deal with that. Food's very powerful. I tell all my cooks, you know, it's when the diners are in our seats, we can connect with them through our cooking. What we present to them could connect them with bringing their grandmother's mashed potatoes, if you will, to memory, and they'll be so comforted in that moment, and taking them back to that table, their grandmother's table, eating dinner with her, and that's how I see food can be so powerful and connecting.
My name is Mark Wagner, the executive chef at Clarksburg Cider. I prepared a traditional Puerto Rican dish called arroz con pollo. It's Spanish rice, baked chicken, and tostones on the side. So that dish for me is just a comfort thing. Every Sunday in the Puerto Rican household, we go over to my Nana and Papa's house, and that's a traditional meal that we'll have every Sunday. Food's everything. You know, people always need to eat. People like to eat. So in a family aspect, you know, we're all sitting around, we're all doing something. My Nana's making rice, we're all setting the table, we're all getting the rest of the stuff out ready for dinner. And then it's that time to just sit down together, talk about what we've been through, what we have going on in our lives, and just really connect with each other.
Hi, my name's Michael Robb, and I'm one of the owners of Clarksburg Cider. My father's been a long-time supporter of the Alzheimer's Association of Western New York. I wanted to, partake in this event because it's very dear to our family. We lost my grandmother to Alzheimer's. I watched the disease slowly, take over and destroy her throughout my childhood, and it's the same thing happened to my great uncle, and it's just very dear to our family, and it's a horrible disease, and we'd like to do whatever we can to help find a cure and prevention. Bringing families together and allowing them to have a meal and experience all these great dishes from around Buffalo and Western New York is just fantastic. For people to get together and spend time together, because you never know how much time you have.
Thank you, chefs, for your delicious food and for your support of Around Your Table. We are very grateful for your generosity. As you know, millions of people are affected by this disease, and next we'd like to share just one of these stories with you. I'm pleased to introduce Larry and Karen Squires, married couple and best friends who are living with the disease together. Larry has a dementia diagnosis, and Karen is his care partner. While their retirement plans were upended and their lives were temporarily put on hold with Larry's diagnosis, with the help of the Alzheimer's Association, they are courageously managing this disease and is sharing their story with us tonight.
I was in the fire service for 30 years, the last 10 as chief, and now I'm on a different path. I've been blessed so far as far as the progress of my dementia. I mean, I don't notice it as much as Karen probably does. And
before we hit the road in our RV and sold all of our stuff, I had been noticing some different signs of some things going on with him, and I think that's partly because, we've been together for 39 years, and we have always spent a lot of time together, and we're best friends, and I think I just noticed things early on. So this last year, we ended up redoing neuropsych testing, and it was showing a pretty significant decline in some of his motor function. Then towards the end of last year, we went through a whole battery of tests with an EEG and a PET scan, and then finally the DAT scan. And the DAT scan is where we really got our diagnosis of probable Lewy body dementia. So it's been a journey. And as hard as it is to get that diagnosis, there was also a little bit of, now we know what we're dealing with. So now we can kind of plan and kind of figure out what next. I think it's important that people reach out early. Oftentimes, if people wait, it's just, you're so then stuck in the muck that it's hard to find your way back out again. So will always be eternally blessed that I had the foresight to reach out early in the process.
Especially men. I think we have a hard time accepting the changes that are occurring. And it was especially helpful for me to go to support group and hear and see the other men that were in there that are having the same problems and the same difficulties that I was. And some of those difficulties are about acceptance. And I'm still probably not there 100%. The Alzheimer's Association has made it easier for me to transition from total unbeliever to having a diagnosis. I've been a woodworker most of my life. Carving has become part of my routine, which is fairly important to me. It creates some issues for me if I get off my routine. This is pretty much the process for the scoops. And then I sand on and make the little areas where the branches are supposed to come off. And that's the way it works.
I recognize that it's really, really important for him to have something that's meaningful, something that brings him joy every day. And working with wood has always been one of those things. Because the association is so important to both of us and has played such a big role in our lives, that I just really like to encourage people tonight to go and actually bid on these one-of-a-kind items that Larry has created, especially for you, as kind of his way of, and our way of thanking you for your generous support to helping people like us get through this journey.
We are so proud of Larry and Karen and so grateful that they are letting their story be heard to raise needed awareness and funds. Like you, they want the Alzheimer's Association to be here for those that need us. I'm so pleased to share that the Squires have generously donated 2 of Larry's hand-carved scoops for our online auction. One carved from cherry wood and the other carved from walnut. They're beautiful, one-of-a-kind special items. I hope you'll visit the auction site to bid on them and some of the other fantastic items that you're going to find at the online auction. Back to you, Dave.
Jill, thank you very much. And again, what a great opportunity that we all have right now to support the chapter by bidding on the beautiful, one-of-a-kind, hand-carved scoops created by Larry through the online auction. Remember, that auction closes at 7 o'clock tonight, so you don't have a whole lot more time. Let's move on to 2 more dishes, one of which is the dish that I prepared for you in partnership with Roseanne Braxton of Level Financial Advisors. Roseanne's grandmother had Alzheimer's disease, and her mother-in-law now has dementia. Now, before, we talked about how food sparks memories and feelings. Roseanne told me that her grandmother used to make a great chicken and dumplings. That's part of her memory of her grandmother. But let me tell you what it did for me. My grandmother, who was from the hollers of Kentucky, was famous for her chicken and dumplings, or chicken and slicks. She was an amazing Southern cook, and she is the reason that I love to cook. So that dish immediately brings me back to my grandma's light green and blue kitchen, watching her make the stock, chop the veggies, roll out the dough, and serve up a steaming bowl of chicken and dumplings with lots of pepper. And I'll have those memories for the rest of my life. I can literally smell it right now, even though she's been gone for close to 20 years. Now, in addition to the chicken and dumplings, I am also pleased to introduce Chef Mike Morgan from the Mansard, who's offering smoked Gouda gratin potatoes. We are all about comfort food, at least in this segment.
Mike Morgan, I'm the owner, chef of the Mansard Fine Dining Eatery. We're doing a smoked Gouda potato gratin. My grandmother has Alzheimer's, and growing up, I just think of things that she would always used to make. Scallop potatoes, something like that. You know, we were big into side dishes, big family. Well, I always find peace in cooking, you know, takes a lot of stress off you, I think. There's 7 kids in my family, plus all my aunts and uncles and their kids. But like the holidays, getting together, you know, it's just always a great time. And that was something that my grandmother really loved. And it was always the best of the best with her. Every plate, dish, silverware was out of the cupboard, you know, big table, we all sat together. But, you know, food just reminds me of my grandmother. We are very happy to be a part of Around Your Table. We hope that you enjoy the food, and hopefully sometime in the future you can come check us out at the Mansard and have some more of it.
I hope you will enjoy, or already have enjoyed, my chicken and dumplings, and of course the potatoes that Chef Mike made look incredible. I mean, you can't go wrong with cheese and potatoes, right? If you haven't made an online donation tonight, please consider doing so right now. Just use the Click to Donate button, and those donations will be doubled, again, thanks to the generosity of the Hooper Legacy Foundation. Also, if you donate $100 or more, you will receive an ALZ picnic mat just in time to eat outside in our summers. So let's keep eating our way through tonight's program. I'm now very pleased to introduce to you Nick Pitello, who owns Osteria 166, a fantastic Italian restaurant downtown. Nick is bringing back a favorite from last year. Here's Nani's Meatballs.
My name is Nick Pitello. I am the owner of Osteria 166. We are making Nani's meatballs, which are our world famous meatballs, originated by my grandmother, but Nani is my mom, but she's everybody else's Nani, so we're bringing those out. It's been it's a family recipe literally my entire life, far before me, you know, and it's our signature item, and they're really fantastic. And like I said, it's my mother's mother who actually passed from Alzheimer's, so it's kind of cool that we're bringing them there in her honor, really. Well, as an Italian, you know, we're bred to feed people when things are bad. It always brings people together, whether there's a crisis, a death in the family, a graduation, you name it, any event, it centers around the table and it centers around food. Some of my fondest memories are learning how to cook in the kitchen with my mom, my grandmother, etc. But really, some of the best events in everyone's lives are breaking bread, sitting down, being communal. That's what we try and do at the restaurant, and that's what we try and do in our lives, frankly. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and being a part of Around the Table. We're very appreciative, and we want to support the Alzheimer's group as much as we can. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Nick, for your ongoing support and generosity. We still have 2 very sweet items to share with you tonight. Tricia Hughes, one of our dedicated Around Your Table committee members and a volunteer community educator with our chapter, is coming up next, and she will introduce them. It has been my absolute pleasure to spend time with you tonight, to cook for you, and to help you create memories around your table. Please remember to donate to support this incredibly important, fantastic organization to keep programs and services free for the people who depend on them all throughout Western New York. I'm going to sign off for now, but stay tuned because Tricia is here to introduce dessert. Everyone be well and bon appetit.
Thank you, Dave. As always, you did a fantastic job. The planning committee, the chapter staff, and the board of directors are very grateful for your support. Thank you for going the extra mile this year. I cannot wait to try their chicken and dumplings and all the other incredible dishes our chefs prepared. Now it's time for our last two chefs. Chef Camille Lacaire from Camille Lacaire Private Chef and Catering, and Dessert Deli's Trish Mullaney, who prepared dessert for you. I know you'll enjoy Chef Camille's very special Saint Honoré cake and Dessert Deli's amazing sugar cookies.
So my name is Chef Camille Lacaire. I represent myself as Camille Private Chef that I opened 2 years ago here, the Italian Culture Center is located on Hurdle and Delaware. Around the tables, I will be showcasing my Saint Honoré. It's my signature baked good that I choose. Saint Honoré, it's a cream puff, and cream puff filled with vanilla custard, whipped creams, and caramel, and phyllo pastry. It's just like all the combo of like something very generous, very French buttery, and calling all the sense of just like a sweet tooth. The significance of this recipe is definitely the base of the boundary. I call them the founding fathers boundary of the pastry, because we have like the four elements. We have the cream puff, we have the vanilla custard, the whipped cream, and then the crust, which is like puff pastry. And then all of those combined together is representative of what was my peers doing in France before me. And Saint Honoré is a patron, the saint who's watching over the pastry chef. So that's really like the basic of the pastry, and then it's my favorite pastry too. So I'll definitely eat some probably. So I will make 3 or 1 portions, because there will be definitely a portion for the chef. A meal can tell a lot, you know, and then can trade story around the table, and then that's the favorite part, I think, of cooking for me, is not the reward, but it's the making of that dinners. Sitting down at the table is a part of the dinners, is a part of cooking. And sometimes it's dancing, sometimes it's singing, sometimes it's a flop, sometimes it's stress. And it's all those like body all come together and in hands, and then coming up with like the best recipe, but most important, memories.
Hi, I'm Trish Mullaney, owner of Dessert Deli. We're happy to participate in Around Your Table this year with the Alzheimer's Association, and we're going to be donating some purple ribbon cutout cookies. Most enjoyed by all. All of our fans of Dessert Deli love those cookies, so I'm sure they'll go over really well. There aren't many families in the Western New York area that aren't affected by some sort of dementia or Alzheimer's, and this organization does a great job on supporting families that need that kind of help, and we support them. You know, I'm sure that this goes on all over the country, but in Western New York, it's all about the food. So no matter what the holiday is, the first question anyone asks you from the family is, what should I bring? What kind of food are we eating? So it is a big deal for all of us, and we do all get together over food, and we do all get together as a family over food. We're very happy in participating in Around Your Table, and we hope everybody enjoys the delicious cookies that they're going to receive.
We are very lucky to have such talented chefs and generous businesses joining us tonight. Thank you, Trish and Chef Camille. And thank you to you specifically, Dave Graber, for serving as our MC tonight, and to all of you who participated in Around Your Table 2022. Those of you enjoying your dinners, our chefs, and our businesses and supporters. I hope you'll choose to give back to our participating businesses when you're going out, when you're grabbing a drink, if you need a caterer, or are placing food orders. I need to give a special thank you to my fellow committee members, because it's been such a pleasure to work with them to create this event. We're all very proud of it, and we hope you enjoyed it. Here are some final reminders. If you donate tonight, your gift will be doubled. If you donate $100 or more, you will receive an ALZ branded picnic mat. And our online auction ends at 7 o'clock. In closing, we have a final and very special video to share with you. Earlier in our program, Dave mentioned that both food and music create special connections in our brains, helping to bring memories to mind. I think we can all relate to that. We spent a lot of time talking about food and memories, so now it's time for some music and memories. Here is R&B songwriter, producer, and Grammy Award winner Anthony Hamilton talking about the very real connection between music and memories. I know you'll enjoy this.
Music has the ability to create change. It brings people together who wouldn't normally see eye to eye. In our private spaces, we listen to the same songs and it provokes a feeling in you. And you go out into the world and you start to see things different.
Darling, darling, stand by me. Whoa, stand by me.
Charlotte, North Carolina, I first heard this song playing in my grandmother's house. It was big, long radios with the velvet speakers, and you lift it up. And it would play really loud. It's like, wow, I like that. Who is it? As I got older, I started doing my research in Benny King.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see.
It stuck with me. It reminds me of family, it reminds me of home, whether it's cutting grass or sweeping the red clay. It was the countryest thing ever, but it was beautiful. It's a good memory. Stand By Me, I chose it because when you're going through things, when you're not at your strongest point, you want somebody to be there for you. If somebody with Alzheimer's could sing a song that was like, no matter what I'm going through, all I need you to do is to stand by me. And I think that song, it means a lot to a lot of people.
Oh, stand by me, stand by me.
There's a song that can calm someone's spirit and nerve and allow them to go through it and know that, these lyrics are written for you. I hope when I sing this song, I hope that people think of family and love and those bonds that should never be broken. We all are stronger in numbers to have someone there to support you. That's a sense of security that you get from it, and which in turn can make you brave. And I think the power of music is endless.
Won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Whoa, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should crumble and fall, or the mountains should crumble to the sea, yeah, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand Oh, stand by me, stand by me.